Welcome to National by Faith, my reality series following my journey as a high jumper and a believer, competing year after year, but through faith. This isn't just about making teams or winning medals. This is about walking with God through every practice, every injury, every comeback, every championships. Every single season of this series will follow a new chapter in my career, but always rooted in Him. This is my real life, my real training, my real faith. Welcome to National by Faith. So if you don't know me, my name is Barbara, but my friends call me Barbie. I'm also the host of
Welcome to Barbie's Bible Bunch.
That's right, Barbie's Bible Bunch. I'm a Team Canada high jumper, a creative, a believer, and someone who chases big things with even bigger faith. In 2022, I made Team Canada, but since then, it's been a journey. Now I'm back, but this time I'm doing it differently. Season 1 is called The Comeback. I took some time off. I've been through physical, mental, and spiritual shift, and now I'm stepping back onto the mat. I'm doing it with God, for real. This comeback season, as they say, is personal. So my first practice back was so much fun. It was such a blessing to be back on the track, to be able to run on that Mondo surface. I believe that's what it is there. Definitely, it was my first time doing laps again around a track. I remember this first practice, I was about to quit after literally the first lap because I had a second lap to do. But honestly, once I got going, it felt so good. Having a warm-up is so important. So the amount of effort and details I put down in writing this warm-up based on all my experience I have being a former Team Canada high jumper was so useful. It was so nice to just stretch my body. Up until that point, I've really just been working out at home and going on these beautiful hikes. Lots of change of scenery, which has been nice, but to see an actual track, it's been a minute. I was surprised at how good my cardio was, to be honest, because running on a treadmill, working at home, working out at the gym, and even hiking is actually quite different from being on an actual track. It feels different. The air is different. What was kind of bad was my reaction time. I found that I was moving a little bit more slower. I was more nonchalant about movements. And I remember back in the days, my coach I had was a little bit more intense. And I remember him advising me to do everything dynamically, everything with purpose, snap everything, right? You want to move quickly. You want to get off the ground quickly. And now that I'm doing this with the help of Sky High and Fly Jump Lab, Troy, an amazing coach from LA. If you're a high jumper and you're training yourself, or maybe you are a high jump coach and you're a beginner, you don't really know what to do, where to go, make sure you message or go visit www.skyhighandflyjumplab.com. This is like your #1 hub for every high jumper, no matter what level you're at. You will get specialized help from a high jump specialist, and they are absolutely amazing. But I now understand why my coach would always say, like, be dynamic, be quick, snap, because you want to get in a habit of having that reaction time. I felt like my reaction time was a little bit on the slower side, so that did surprise me, but my cardio was a lot better than I thought. My flexibility I worked on a lot, so that was really great. I was actually quite surprised. And it's just being so grateful. The amount of gratitude I had this time around was very different. It was something I've never really felt before. I just thank God that I'm able to do this again, because now I know it is not a right for me to high jump, it's a privilege. You know, when something gets taken away from you, you don't want that to be removed again. So I really do thank God for the opportunity to be back on the track. He really knew what he was doing. I felt comfortable, but like I said, I felt really nonchalant. I didn't feel like as high level as I normally felt. I kind of felt a little bit like a beginner, maybe more wise because I had more experience in terms of just not being nervous, you know what I mean? I used to be really nervous and get very jittery when I would work out or train or do anything high jump around multiple people. The fact that there was people around the track, back in the days, that would have 100% affected me, but this time, it really didn't play a factor. It was just I just felt really just confident, and honestly I felt at home. I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. It's kind of like I realized like God has taken me through a new journey, and the fact that I get to document this journey this time around, I think is just so special. I really do believe that what God cannot do does not exist, and he's still in the business of just doing miracles and changing people's lives. National by Faith, what does it actually mean, and why that title is that every single year we're gonna go to nationals and we're gonna give it our heart. You know, we're gonna give it our all. It's impossible for me to get to new places, new levels without God with me and without my beautiful, beautiful community, Barbie's Bible Bunch. I love you guys. I know you guys were handpicked by God, so I thank you guys for being by my side every step of the way. The goal is, of course, I want to represent Canada at the Olympics, at the 2028 LA Olympics. It's the goal. And just wear that Team Canada singlet again, have that gold medal around my neck, and just showcase it really takes a village, it really takes a community. And whatever goals or dreams that you guys have, it's not too big. You know what I mean? Like nothing is too big for God. God is the God of possibilities, endless possibilities on top of that. So whatever goal you have, you can strive for it, you can make it. Put God first and the rest will come, right? Seek the kingdom first and the rest will come. That is what National by Faith means. You're seeking God first and everything will line in place. This season, I'm looking at mostly just, the season is just to collect data. You know, whatever God wants to do, I'm going to be grateful for, but the season is really to get back into the groove of things. I know how much work that goes into being a world-class high jumper. I know how much work it is to make Team Canada, how much time at the gym, how much mental work happens, how much competition happens. And this season, just all I can do is just show up. That is what I want to do this season and collect data. So let's see what I need to work on, you know? What does it look like to trust God in a comeback season? Trusting God is understanding you are on a journey, you're constantly learning, and God is constantly revealing different natures to him, and you're getting closer to him. So even when things looks like it's not looking up, God still got you. Faith is definitely changing how I train. Every time I get hurt now or I feel some sort of injury or pain, I don't think it's the end of the world, my career is done. No, I think it's all in God's hands. It's all in God's timing, and he has a purpose for it. This was me back in 2022 competing at the NACAC Championships representing Canada in the Bahamas. I remember feeling really anxious back then. I had this amazing roommate. I talk about her often, but she was my roommate there. She's 3-time Olympian. Her name is Kamika Bicken. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. She's literally amazing, so sweet, inside and out, just gorgeous woman, amazing, amazing individual. And I remember telling her like, I don't belong here and stuff, and her telling me like, you absolutely belong here. You belong here like the rest of us. You know, you put in the work, trust God's timing, you should be there. So much was going on too. I remember dealing with an injury, and I remember I couldn't do my full approach. I could only do a 5-step approach, and ended up jumping 175, and I came 6th, which I'm really, really happy about. It's higher than what I'm doing now in practice. So it makes me, now watching this back, makes me realize that like, that little girl worked so hard, you know, I put so much work into it. It was just an experience. It was a beautiful experience. I think that really light that fire in me to keep going. I'm so grateful to God for that experience, because from 2022, when I got home, a lot of different things happened personally in my life that kind of stopped my training or held back, like forced me to take a break in terms of my competition. And I felt like, because the last thing I remember was being in the Bahamas and representing Canada, I still had that fire lit, you know? So rewatching this again, it makes me think like there's so much things I can work on, but there's so much work that I put in. I'm so proud of myself for that, for sticking through all the ups and downs. And it also lets me know that like anything is possible, you know? Put God first. Now that I have more confidence in myself in general, and just confident in God's abilities, and I'm more confident in just my relationship with God is a lot stronger, I'm really excited to see like how it's going to translate on the track, because I really feel like God's a God of victory. I'm not walking in battle, I'm walking in victory. Representing Canada at the Bahamas, it really was a mountaintop moment for me. But sometimes God brings you back down to rebuild something even deeper. And with them, that's why I'm really excited about this new reset, I guess, is comeback in my career. The lies the enemy tries to whisper though, as I'm on my comeback, is wild, right? there's always that lie, there's always that voice of maybe you're not good enough, maybe you're too old, maybe you've already done it all, maybe that's all your body can give. And I don't believe so. I don't believe so. God would never tell me this. And that's why it's the whisper of the enemy. When you hear things like that, when you're working towards something, either it's a business or maybe whatever, school, or just on yourself in general, and you hear maybe that's who you're always gonna be. You're never gonna change. Maybe the past was your peak, that was the best it gets. It doesn't. That's a lie. That's not how God works. That's a lie. He goes from glory to glory. It gets better every time. God does things bigger than you ever imagine. For those that loves him, right? For those that trust him. Maybe you may have not lived up to expectations, but you know that is not everything you are. Like, you're still chosen by God. Just because you failed a few times, just because you disappointed a few people does not mean your story ends there. This time, I'm not chasing validation. I'm chasing obedience. I'm doing this because I'm called. I'm not doing this because I'm forced. I'm not trying to be the best because I'm scared. I'm doing this for the glory of God, through God. If you're watching this, maybe you're on your own comeback season too. Maybe you're restarting. Maybe you're relearning. Maybe you feel behind. Let's walk this together. Let's chase our calling by faith and not by fear. Follow, subscribe. Make sure you click the link in my description to follow me on everything. Follow this journey. Make sure you subscribe. And if you have subscribed,
Welcome to Barbie's Bible Bunch.
this was the first step. Just showing up. And that was enough. Episode 2, you guys will actually get to see my practice jumps. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. God loves you. I love you guys. This is National by Faith, and this comeback is just getting started.